Welcome to this edition of InDigital Bytes. I like to call it the value edition. So we go back and take a look at the HP Media Center PC and see how it compares to something that costs almost twice as much. Is it worth the extra money? Take a look. It won't fit inconspicuously into your entertainment system, but when it looks this good, why would you want it to? This Voodoo Aria is finished in Infineon Red or your choice of 11 other colors. There's a built-in 7-inch LCD with touchscreen capabilities, a flash media card reader, the usual ports up front, and a dual-layer multi-format burner. And on the inside, there's an AMD Turion 64-bit mobile processor, a gig of memory, 250 gig hard drive with an optional RAID configuration, and an NVIDIA 7900 GT graphics card. That makes the Aria quite a capable gaming system, but realistically, it's still supposed to be a media center for a couple reasons. There's a dual tuner NTSC card in here, plus it's got the Windows XP Media Center operating system. How does the Aria compare to HP Z556 Digital Entertainment Center? It looks plain in comparison, and the specs aren't nearly as impressive. There's a 3 GHz P4, 512 MB memory, 250 GB of storage, and an NVIDIA GeForce 6600 graphics card. It does have a media card reader up front and an optional removable second drive. It does, however, have an over-the-air ATSC tuner, wireless networking, and a wireless keyboard all built right in, all things the Aria doesn't have. But HP Z556 has something that's much more important. It has a thoughtful design. The connections are like any stereo component, standard RCA, something my cable box happens to use. The Aria uses mini jack for audio. It needs an adapter to connect standard composite. And the Aria has other problems. First of all, it comes with this external USB infrared port, which you're gonna need if you have an external cable box, because all the IR ports are on here. The thing is, the case actually has an infrared port built in as well, and that creates a problem. Every time you use a remote, it actually receives 2 signals. So you're gonna actually have to disable one of them. And to me, that's not really a thoughtful design. It really puts everything in the hands of the user. And the other issue is the display itself. Its maximum resolution is 1024 by 768. But the thing is, most televisions, most LCDs are widescreen format, higher resolution. So you actually have to crank this one down so that this one will be functional. So the display is kind of neat, but it's rather useless and prohibitive. Now the HP, its display isn't as glorious, but it gives you information like the name of the show and the time. And the video looks better on the HP too, even with the same composite connection. It's especially noticeable with the richness of the colors. Aria looks flat in comparison. The Aria is a computer and media center clothing, and it never really stops reminding you that it is a computer. You can hear the fan churning away to keep the system cool. Really annoying. So the Aria is really beauty over substance. The HP isn't much to look at, but it's got thoughtful, useful design, and it costs $2,000 less. So it really is a no-brainer that the HP is a better way to go. So now you've got your Media Center PC with high-def capabilities, and now you need a display to go along with it. But of course, we're all on a tight budget. But I found an LCD TV that won't break the bank. Well, I got a few emails asking what kind of TV I was using in the show. Well, actually, this isn't my TV. This is my TV. This is actually the Syntax Olivia 27-inch LCD TV. The folks at Syntax let me have it for a couple months for my testing. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. It comes with a lot of features and a really great price. One of my favorite features of the Olivia here is the connections on the back. You've got 2 composite, 2 S-video, 2 component, you got VGA and DVI. More importantly, the DVI connection supports HDCP. And that's all that copy protection bullshit that a lot of these new HD DVD, Blu-ray players are gonna incorporate. Now, it doesn't have HDMI, which is the more convenient connection, which has the audio and the video over one cable. HDCP actually allows you to watch copy-protected content, which is going to be really important, especially if you're investing in a display like this. When it comes to high definition, let me just say that this is a high-def display. And if you want more numbers, this is actually a 720p display. It actually has 768 lines, but realistically it's 720p natively. And of course, it'll downconvert 1080i. The one feature the Olivia doesn't have is a full screen mode. So let's face it, all content isn't widescreen. A lot of it is still in your standard 4:3 configuration. And when you want to view it on a full screen, to use every inch of this display, you actually have to zoom in on it and basically trim off the edges. The Olivia doesn't do that. Instead, it manipulates the picture, stretches it, so everyone's kind of short and fat. When it comes to image quality, now that's the one thing everyone dwells on. The Olivia is decent. The black level's a little off, a little oversaturated in some colors. Nice feature though, you can actually adjust the red, green, and blue separately to match your taste. But there's a value issue here. Okay, it's not a perfect display, but we found this for as low as $500 on the internet. $500 for all this! And there's a point, you just have to say it's good enough. And I have to say, for $500, it sure beats having this. Well, that does it for this edition of InDigital Bytes. If you want more information about any of the products in the show, check out our website. It's indigitalonline.com. Thanks for watching, thanks for downloading, and I'll see you next time.